good evening, and welcome back to the Fireside. Tonight's story is one of distance and silence between a father and a son, but also of healing, redemption, and a love that waited in quiet hope. It's a story from the 1950s, when trains still whistled through sleepy towns, when fathers were tough and sons were dreaming of faraway places. Tonight, let the fire's glow illuminate the path of reconciliation. This story is called The Last Ticket Home. The summer of 1955 rolled into Lubbock, Texas, with dust, sweat, and the sound of rock and roll leaking from transistor radios. It was a time of change for America, and even more so for 18-year-old Charlie. Charlie was a boy with a voice, not the loud kind. No, his voice was smooth and golden, the kind of voice that made people turn around in church when he sang hymns. He dreamed of being on the radio, of crooning to crowds from big city stages. But for now, he was stuck working with his father, Harold, in the same tractor repair shop on Avenue Q, a business started by Harold's father in the 1920s. Harold was a no-nonsense man, a veteran of the Pacific, a widower since 1946, and a man of habit. He spoke in instructions, not emotions. He believed in discipline, hard work, and respect. But he didn't understand dreams, not the kind that didn't involve sweat and tools. Every morning at 6 o'clock, Charlie would hear his father clinking around in the kitchen. Black coffee, toast, no butter. By 6:15, they were at the shop. Silence filled the air more than conversation. Grease-stained rags, oil pans, carburetors. Harold never said much, but his eyes were always watching. Charlie, though, lived for the evenings. After supper, he'd sneak off to a back alley near the movie theater, where a local band practiced. They let him sing sometimes, and he was good. So good that one night, a man in a brown suit handed him a card. "Name's Milton. I book talent up in Nashville. You got something special, kid." Charlie's hands trembled when he held that card. His heart leapt. But there was one wall he couldn't imagine crossing. Harold. He waited 4 days before bringing it up. It was a Thursday, hot as the devil's breath. Charlie put down his wrench and said, "Pa, I want to go to Nashville." Harold didn't even look up. "I'm serious. A talent agent wants to hear me sing. He said I got something. I could make it, Pa." "You fixin' to throw away this shop? Your granddaddy's name? Your future?" "No, sir. Just chasing mine." Harold set the wrench down. "You ever seen what happens to dreamers, boy? They come home broke, or they don't come home at all." Charlie's voice cracked. "But I'm not you, Pa. I got music in me. I can't breathe in here." Harold's eyes hardened. "Then go. See how the world treats a soft boy." That night, Charlie packed a small suitcase, his harmonica, a few dollars, and a one-way train ticket to Nashville. He didn't leave a note. 10 years passed. Charlie's voice found a home on radios all across the South. He went by Chuck Harmon now. His records sold well. He wore suits and played on stages with red curtains and bright lights. But something in him always looked back to Lubbock. He sent letters home, never answered. He mailed a check once. It came back, torn in two. He called the shop once. A woman answered and said Harold never had a phone installed. Then in March of 1965, Charlie's world paused. A telegram arrived backstage in Dallas. Harold in hospital, condition critical. Lubbock County General. If you come soon. Charlie hadn't ridden a train in a decade. But that night, he bought a ticket, the last one heading to Lubbock. When Charlie stepped off the train, the town looked smaller. The wind still carried the same dust, but the movie theater was boarded up. The repair shop had a faded sign. At the hospital, a nurse guided him to room 203. Harold was smaller now, pale. An oxygen line snaked into his nose. His eyes were closed. Charlie sat down. He whispered, "Pa, it's me." Nothing. Hours passed. A nurse came to adjust the pillows. Then suddenly, Harold's hand moved. His voice, gravel and wind, said, "You came." Charlie blinked back tears. "Yeah, I came." Silence. "I didn't want you to go, but I was proud you did," Harold said, eyes still closed. Charlie choked. "Then why never say anything?" "I didn't know how. Your mama, she was the one who talked to you. After she passed, I thought silence was strength." Charlie reached out and held his father's hand. "I never stopped singing, Pa, but I missed you every night." Harold opened his eyes, just a little. "I still got that first record of yours, played it every Sunday after church, told the whole town I tuned your guitar." They both laughed, a soft, broken laugh. That night, Harold passed. Charlie didn't cry at first, but when he returned to the house, his childhood home, he opened the drawer of the old desk. Inside, dozens of unopened letters, postmarked Nashville, Memphis, Baton Rouge, all his, and a photo. Charlie on stage, clipped from a magazine. On the back, "My son. He sings better than the birds." Harold. Charlie returned to Nashville, but before he did, he reopened the shop. For one day, he fixed the bell, cleaned the windows, turned the sign to open, and he sang. Right there in the shop. Just once to say goodbye. Conclusion. Fathers don't always say what they feel. Sons don't always know how to ask. But between silence and distance, love can still survive if we make room for grace. If you're a father, let your son hear your pride. If you're a son, don't wait until it's too late to come home. Words are seeds. Say them while they can still grow. Tonight, remember Harold, remember Charlie, and remember your own ticket home.